Caribbean region needs to lean heavily on the United States to curb the trafficking of illegal firearms into the region, according to Mark Brantley, leader of the Nevis Island administration. At a recent press conference, the Premier indicated that the easy access to firearms in the United States has had consequences for the Caribbean region, impacting youth, and along with other influences, it has led to increasing use of guns to resolve conflicts. He explained why it is important that Caribbean leaders intensify efforts with the United States to effectively address issues at the U.S. end of the illicit trade in firearms.
Unless he had a gun. And how we get the gun? 9 times out of 10, he ain't thief no gun, he ain't rob no place and get a gun. His guns from home are guns that child was able to purchase legally. Well, those same weapons are now finding their way into the Caribbean. And I believe the United States has to do more. It has the capacity to do more. And it has to be called upon, because we cannot continue to pretend that our problem with gun violence is not connected to the proliferation of weapons in our closest neighbor, the United States of America. They are part of our problem. You restrict the guns, and you start to restrict the level of violence that you see in the community. I'm not saying you're going to eliminate it, because as somebody reminded me, in the Garden of Eden, Cain killed Abel. I don't believe he used a gun. So badness has always been with us. The heart of man is evil.
Meanwhile, the National Consultation on Crime and Violence will continue on St. Kitts this Friday. Glenn Bart reporting for SK Newsline. According to reports coming out of the Nevis Island administration, the recently concluded 50th anniversary of Culturama that was extensively promoted regionally and in the international diaspora resulted in a significant surge in economic activity on Nevis. The uptick in economic activity on the island is recorded through substantial activity at the ports of entry on Nevis. For instance, compared to 2023 for the mid-year period, the Nevis Vance Amory International Airport recorded a 68% increase in passenger movement. The Wally Beach taxi operations increased by 60%, and ferry services between Charlestown and Basse-Terre rose by 7%. The increased number of visitors is believed to have positively impacted accommodation levels at hotels and guest houses, restaurants and bars, supermarkets, and transport, among other areas. Now, tourism officials on Nevis are turning their attention to completing plans for the upcoming tourism season from the primary source markets of the United States, Canada, and the United Kingdom. Glenn Bart reporting for SK Newsline.
In a world where there's so much noise, what are the facts? And are we ready to face them? I think it's time we had a real conversation. The world seems to be shrinking, yet human connections are always in reach. So one has to wonder, what still hides in the shadows?
In North America, money talks. In the Caribbean, money whitens.
Just to have a natural hair show, to be honest, that's my opinion. That's it. No one will come.
Wow.
Take the husbands, the fathers of the church to court for child abuse, child support. And then when they get the support, they buy the braids to put in the hair.
In terms of professional career, some of the worst, prejudice and envy and jealousy has been women.
I would like to submit that most of us have had sex with sex workers.
Let's shed some light and talk with those brave enough to peel back the taboos of society.
We now have women that perpetuate over-independence.
When you have a certain light, they can see it, and they will come after you like a vampire.
If you're following this girl on there who's going to tell you you need to be snatched, you need to be BBL, delete her. Stop following her. She is basic.
Twerking. They copied us. That is a lazy, half-done workup.
How you get bite though? I need you to explain that.
Lord, how this is children friendly?
Nothing is out of bounds.
Help me, brother.
Because you got man without been to jail, you got man who are gangster, you got man when I got nothing at all going for them, but they still could get joined up. Who fault that be?
We're talking drugs, sex, violence, religion, relationships, all the stuff we want to know, but are too afraid to talk about. And we're going to meet some interesting people along the way. Tony Frederick Armstrong, Julie Charles and Maurice E.K. Flanders, Keisha Isaac Adams, Grammy-nominated singer V. Bozeman. Join us as we explore the real stories, real people, real emotion. I'm Jermel Huggins. Let's cast some light. It's about time we had the real conversation.
Less than 2 years since the Concerned Citizens Movement-led Nevis Allen administration introduced a retirement package for its non-established workers in the public service, some 80 persons have already received over $4 million in benefits. So disclosed Premier of Nevis, Mark Brantley, at his latest monthly press conference.
And so I would like to report that as we look back and as we look forward, I can say that we have so far benefited some 80 non-established workers under this scheme introduced by this administration, and so far we have paid out to those workers some $4.1 million in gratuity, and we are currently paying some $82,390 per month, or $988,680 per annum in relation to pension benefits. Now I want to emphasize something, and these numbers, I'm sorry, were as of July 2024. So as at last month. So let me say it again. As at last month, 80 NE workers had benefited under the scheme already. They had collected $4.1 million in gratuity and are now collecting $82,390 monthly, or $988,688 per annum. That is the payout that we've done. So I'm saying that because I want the press and the public to understand that this was a significant financial commitment by the NIA. Many people have talked about it. There has been chatter about doing something better for NE workers for years. This government has delivered. And on the 1st of September, we celebrate 2 years of that delivery. I get calls from NE workers. Some of them say, the money has not come fast enough. I acknowledge and I apologize. But I say to them, at least you know that the money is coming. Because hitherto, you couldn't call anybody to say the money wasn't coming fast enough because you were not entitled to anything. Now you are entitled to something.
The NIA took the decision to implement the non-established workers' retirement benefits package in September 2022. Prior to that, non-established workers would have retired empty-handed after working for decades in the public service. I'm Andre Huey for SKN Newsline. Trying to solve a need to help people who have been experiencing back pains, St. Martin entrepreneur Amira Groeneveld of Aligned Body Solutions came up with the Enforcer One back braces 5 years ago. The braces, she explains, are designed especially for Caribbean people, designed to fit the makeup of our bodies. Today, Ms. Groeneveld has devised a method to get persons involved in investing in the braces and being part of the journey she has been on for the past few years. She explains how it all got started.
It was created and designed by myself in 2017. I am the product developer, and I came up with the idea because I saw so many people in pain, especially back pain, and I wanted to do something to help. And seeing as how the different braces that were available on the market did not quite fit our body type, you know how our Caribbean people be. I said, well, what if I do something crazy and radical and create something specifically for us? And since 2017, 5 years in, all I've done was measure different people, put it on people in back pain and ask them what isn't working. They would tell me. I would go back to the drawing board, and imagine doing that multiple times for 5 years. And in 2021, we came up with the final design after I put it on, and they said, nothing is wrong. The pain left. Let's go.
Now Ms. Groeneveld is providing an opportunity for persons to invest in the braces and benefit financially in the short or long term.
We had to stop production because we had so much demand, but not enough supply. Reason being, we had to get pre-orders. We couldn't get no loan from the bank, and different funding was down to the zero because it costed us thousands and thousands of dollars just to reach to this point. The people in pain will have pain now. And when we would say, can you pre-order, which means pay in advance so that we can get a lump sum of money to place a large order, they who had pain now was like, when it reached, then tell me. So this year, we picked it back up again after getting, again, more questions. And we said we have to come up with a way without going to the bank that we can be able to get a large sum of money so that we can finally order these 1,000 braces for all these people who keep coming at me with back pain who wanted ease because they heard of the brace. So then my partner and I said, instead of going to the big dogs, the ones with the big names who always invest but want more for whatever, why don't we create a financial investment opportunity for not just St. Martin, but anyone in the Caribbean region who would like to make more money from their money? And that's how we came up with this idea, this concept.
An information session will be held this Saturday that will provide more information on how persons can be part of this venture.
Persons would have an opportunity to be a financial investor in the brace, either with a one-time investment or an investment of 5 years or 10 years that they can choose over a lengthy period of time with more attractive interest rates. So the prices and everything of that, we can provide more information in a presentation that we're having Saturday. We're also going to record it so that persons who are not on the island will be able to have preview to all of the information and the fun details of exactly what it entails and what the percentage is from the interest. And let me tell you, between 20% and 33% interest on top of the money that you're already investing by doing nothing other than leaving your money work for you is very attractive.
For more information, persons are encouraged to call 1-721-556-1667.
Introducing St. Kitts and Nevis's newest TV channel, Television Caribbean, TVC Channel 40, on the cable's Ultra TV. TVC promises to deliver the finest in television broadcasting in St. Kitts and Nevis and the Caribbean, with some of the best local programs in news, sports, and entertainment. Join us for Insights, where we delve into the lives of our guests.
Let me see what happens if I put this to it. Big explosion, like, okay, note to self, don't do that again.
Or get in-depth analysis on Newsline 360. We have sports, entertainment, and inspiration. It's all here on TVC Channel 40 on the cable's Ultra TV, on TelTV Cable Network in St. Martin, and on our website www.tvcplus.live. TVC Channel 40. See the difference.
So the reason I love the cable, the prices are reasonable and affordable, and they give back so much to the community and the country.